Suprabhatam. Let us start today's Maitrimilan session with 3 rounds of Omkara. Starting prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viram Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yoga Ganapati Moola Mantra. Om Ham Sangam Bhagavate Nitya Yoga Yuktaya Satchidananda Rupine Vinayakaya Namaha. Dakshinamurti Guru Stotram. Ishvaro Guru Rajneti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vivekananda Prarthana. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine. Samasya prayer for harmony from Rigveda. Om Sangachatvam Sambhadatvam Sambho Manasi Janatam Deva Bhagai Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samanam Manassaha Chittamesham Samanam Mantram Abhimantrayevaha Samanena Voha Vishajuhomi Samani Vaakutihi Samana Hridayani Vaha Samanamastu Omanaha Yatha Vasu Sahasati. Panchangam. Adhyatana Panchangam. Panchavinshatyadhik ekashatottar Panchasahasratama Kaliyugabdah Shri Shobhagrat Nama Samvatsarah Dakshinayam Hemanta Rituhu Margashirsha Masah Shukla Pakshah Shashti Tithihi Shatabhisha Nakshatram Vajra Yogaha Taitila Karanam Induvasara. Today's date 18 September 2023 Monday. Titheshcha Shriyamavnoti Varayushyavardhanam Nakshatratarate Papam Yogat Roga Nivaranam Karnataya Siddhischa Panchanga Phalamuttamam. Sarvesham Shubhamastu. Shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Yada bhuta prathak bhavam ekasthamanupashyati tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampatyate tada. Meaning, when they see the diverse variety of living beings situated in the same material nature and understand all of them to be born from it, they attain the realization of the Brahman.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Suprabhatam. The word split Yada Bhuta Prithak Bhavam Ekastham Anupashyati Tataha Eva Cha Vistaram Brahma Sampadyate Tada. The context we are all aware. We are discussing the Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, where Kshetra points to the material aspect of our existence. Kshetrajna is the consciousness, the indwelling consciousness. So that is being spoken. It has all been defined what Kshetra is, Kshetrajna is. Now Krishna is emphasizing that a sadhaka, an initiate, a person aspiring to attain the realization of the Brahman, Brahma Sampadyate, one becomes Brahman, Brahma Sampadyate. So how to become that Brahman? So that is the emphasis here. As I mentioned in one of my previous talks earlier, that unlike the Yoga Sutras, where the Prakriti Purusha Viveka alone is mentioned, that is, this is Prakriti, this is Purusha, only that much is mentioned. Vedanta goes a step further. It says, it's good that you understand what Prakriti is, what Purusha is. It is important to be established as Purusha and also see that the entire creation, the diversity herein is a manifestation or a superimposition on that Purusha. So everything gets resolved, everything gets harmonized, everything becomes one in that Purusha. So be established in that true nature of consciousness, which is your true nature. So that higher emphasis which we don't find, though it might be implied in the Yoga Sutras, it is stressed, it is not implied, it is explicitly described in the Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. Here, Brahma Sampadyate, you become the Brahman, a person becomes a Brahman. So when Yada Tada, see, Yada is the first word and Tada is the last word. So we can discuss a little bit of Sanskrit grammar also here. So Yada Tada, Yatha Tatha, all these are pair of expressions. When there is a Yat Shabda, it is completed by Tat Shabda. So when is Yada, then is Tada. So when this is the case, that is Yada, then Tada Brahma Sampadyate, you become. So under this condition, this will become. So Yada Meghaha Bhavati, Tada Vrishtihi Bhavati. To put it in a simple Sanskrit sentence, Yada Meghaha Avrunoti. When there is a cloud cover, Tada, then there will be rain. So that is Yada Tada for you. The same way you have Yada Tada here, when and then. So then you become Brahman when Yada Bhuta Prithak Bhavam Ekastham Anupashyati. Bhuta Prithak Bhavam, it's a compound term. Bhutani, the beings, the fellow beings, the creation around, Prithak Bhavam. They seem to be different from one another. So there is sentient beings, there is insentient beings, there is a semi-sentient, or their sentientness is not known. The trees, the plants, the rocks, fellow human beings, animals, all birds, so many variety. Bhuta Prithak Bhavam. The diversity is apparent, but Ekastham Anupashyati. But if you see Pashyati, Anupashyati, if you see that diversity, Ekastham, Ekasmin Sthitam, is being established in one entity. If you see the apparent diversity being present in one source, what is that one source? Consciousness. So all this diversity, Krishna says, can be resolved into the one source, that is the consciousness. And there is a beautiful expression here. How do I see? Pashyati is to see. Krishna does not merely say Pashyati, he says Anupashyati. So you see following. So Anu always means to follow. The very first sutra in Yoga Sutra is Atha Yoga Anushasana. So Anu, What is the meaning of anu there? Shishtasya shasanam anushasanam. That which has been taught earlier, in that path, if you try to realize, if you try to understand, that is anusha. It's not a new teaching, or it is not your own creation. So that which is handed down in the time-tested tradition, in that way, in that established path, if you try to see, then you can resolve the apparent prithak bhavam, diversity in the unity, that is consciousness. So Shastracharya Upadesham Anu Yaha Pashyati means after receiving the teaching, this resolving of diversity into that unitary cause does not come naturally. Every time we see only differences. Ayam nijaha paroveti ganana ladhu chetasam. This is the famous quotation in Panchatantra. The second half is very famous. Ayam nija paroveti ganana ladhu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumam. The second part has now become very popular. The first part is what we normally do. Ayam nijaha, ayam paraha. Means this person, I know he is associated with him, my family, my class, my people, paraha. He is different, she is different, that is different. So, this nija para vyavahara, prithakvam, the seeing the differences or the differences in strata, etc., that comes naturally. That is pashyati. That's how we see normally. But resolving the diversity into one source, you cannot merely achieve by pashyati. You should do anupashyati. You have to follow. That's why one has to get an initiation under the teacher to resolve the apparent and seemingly true diversity into that one unchanging cause, that is consciousness. The same Satchidananda Paramatman, that is the truth upon which all this diversity is superimposed. This is easier said than understood. So hence for that one has to get initiated under the teacher. That's when anupashyati. That's when one can really see following the teachings of a guru. That's the explanation given by Acharya Shankara to the word anupashyati. See, again, if you see, all these implications are not found in the translation. The high superficiality of English translation comes to the fore when we see Acharyas like Shankara have spent their focus in explaining each and every expression. The word anu finds no mention here. It's simply we surpass it. That's why it's always important to go to the traditional Samskrita commentary to understand the real import of it, or else we miss many insights and inputs. Then, not only resolving the diversity into the unity, that comes from the teachings of the Guru, anupashyati, tata eva cha vistara. So, it is only from this Brahman, this ultimate reality, our true nature, vistaram. Vistaram is expansion. So, not only that you dissolve all the diversities here, all this emerges from this unitary source only. So, the source of absorption and the source of expansion of this creation, ekastham, is the only one source, that is the consciousness. When one is trained, yada tada, coming back to yada tada, when this ability to resolve the differences into the unitary source, and also this maturity to see that everything proceeds forth from this unitary cause, that is the Brahman, when this maturity is achieved by the training under the Acharya, tada, then Brahma sampadyate, one becomes Brahman. It is not that one knows Brahman, sampadyate, one becomes that Brahman. Hence, the knowledge of Brahman, to attain that, it's very essential. So the main teaching here is one can carry this word anupashyati to undergo training. That's why even in our current day education, you finish your course, you are not called an expert in the field. You have to undergo internship. What is internship? Under a trained hand, you undergo the training. Until you finish that anupashyati. See, that anupashyati is there in our mundane so-called materialistic education also. So hence, especially for the knowledge of Brahman, which is subtler, which doesn't appeal to our mind at a superficial level. It is very, very important that we train ourselves under a established guru who really has the insight. So that comes through from this shloka. It reminds me also of the Chandogya Upanishad, where it says, Acharyavan Purusho Veda, who realizes the Brahman, the one who is guided by an able Acharya. So he realizes. So in this Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga also, though you know the nuts and bolts of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, you will not realize it unless and until you undergo the training under a Acharya in a traditional Gurukula setting. Thank you.
Suprabhatam to all. Today we have esteemed guest with us, Shri R.K. Patiji, Chief General Manager, ONGC. Along with him, 30 members, his team is also here to participate in SPEC program. I wholeheartedly welcome all of them for our S-VYASA and wish success them. One more announcement. So there is a increase in Siri cases. Siri means influenza cases around the Bangalore and here. We can also notice a lot of people are coughing. So I request all the students to maintain, not only students, everyone, to maintain hygiene, and who are having the cold and cough, wear the mask. Make yourself aware that it should not spread to all, because we are all trained. We are already handled the COVID. So we are all trained. So maintain that. So hygiene and the isolation, self-isolation from yourself. I request R.K. Patiji to hoist the flag after the Shanti Mantra.